All you need to do is to combine some milk and white vinegar. I'll give it a good mix and set this aside for a few minutes. Meanwhile, let's start working on our dry ingredients. I'm going to sift everything in. I'm using all-purpose flour, which is maida, both baking powder and baking soda, and cocoa powder. A devil's food cake would always have a light and airy sponge, which is why sifting your dry ingredients is extremely important. Now finally, in a separate bowl, let's start working on our wet ingredients. First in goes caster sugar, which is also called superfine sugar, and vegetable oil. You could use any oil which has a neutral taste and smell. Using my whisk, I'm going to mix both the ingredients together very well so that I incorporate a lot of air into my sponge. But or your egg, whatever you're using, I'm using homemade dahi, so that goes in along with a splash of vanilla extract. And using my whisk, I'm going to mix everything together. Mix into the wet ingredients in 3 batches, and I'll alternate each batch with butter. Putting it together in 3 batches actually helps me ensure that each batch of dry mix is incorporated properly without me actually over-mixing the batter, which would knock out all the air that we've incorporated so far and result in a dense and heavy cake. Ready. Now this goes into 2 6-inch round pans that I've greased with melted butter or vegetable oil and lined with parchment paper. I'll then bake this in a preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 30 to 35 minutes. I'm taking 1 cup of salted softened butter into a large bowl, and using my electric mixer, I'll beat this at high speed so that it becomes light and fluffy. Alright, this looks good, and now into this, I'll sift in icing sugar and cocoa powder. I'll give it an initial mix using my spatula so that the icing sugar doesn't go around flying everywhere. And once that's done, I'll again beat the frosting at high speed using my electric mixer until it's light and fluffy. Now into this goes 1 cup melted chocolate. I'm using dark chocolate today, and using my electric mixer, I'll beat this in as well. And now one final ingredient, which is cream. I'm using fresh cream. You could also make this frosting with heavy cream. The only thing that you need to keep in mind is to warm your cream slightly before you add it in.